week we started researching our wonder. So everybody had a wonder that you guys chose about the human body. So everyone chose that. And so what we're going to do now is now you guys are going to create something, and it's up to you. That's why we just said anything. So it can be anything, something that's going to display the information that you have discovered while researching the answer to your wonder. So there are a couple must-haves, and so the things that you have to have are at least 3 facts about your wonder that you've learned. We want you to have fun while making it, and it needs to be your best work. Meaning, if you turn it in today in 30 minutes, probably not your best work. We want you to have fun with it, but we also want it to be your best work, which means you're not turning in something quick that you scribble down on a piece of paper, not your best work. So ideas for what you can do to make this presentation awesome. So you could use Legos, you could use paint, you could use chalk and go outside, you could use paper, you could use crafts, you could use crayons, markers, you could use whatever you got at home to display that information. You could, if you're tech savvy, you're not so much a crafty person, but you love using that iPad, go make a clips project, go make an iMovie, go make a video presentation, go make a Google Slides. It is completely up to you how you're gonna make this presentation. Totally up to you how you're gonna do it. You could even make a poster, kind of like what we did last time. So with this presentation, what you guys are gonna be doing is you're gonna present it on Wednesday. So on Wednesdays when you're presenting it, so that means you have all day today and you have all day tomorrow to be working on this. So that's why I'm saying if you try to tell me that in 30 minutes you're done, you didn't do your best work because we're giving you 2 days to do it. So think about it like your work should demonstrate 2 days worth of work. It shouldn't be something that gets done in 30 minutes. If it doesn't look like you spent 2 days on it, it wasn't your best work. So if you go back one slide, we put a checklist for you guys to use for your final presentation. So your checklist, what you must include, you want to have at least 3 facts related to your wonder. At least 3. That means you could have 5, you could have 7, you could have as many facts as you wanted. Now, you also want to make sure that it answers, you want to make sure it answers your question, your wonder. So you want to make sure if you ask the question, why do we have skin? Make sure your presentation answers the question, why do we have skin? Don't talk about muscles and don't talk about organs if you haven't answered your wonder. Make sure that whenever you are presenting that you correctly identify information that you gain from a photograph, from a diagram, from an illustration. And if you don't remember, you did that already. So you could include this photograph in your presentation that you already did if you did it on Tuesday. And then whenever you're doing your presentation, you want to make sure that those sentences include correct grammar and punctuation. So we're looking to make sure, are you making sentences complete? Are you making 3rd grade sentences? Are you making 1st grade sentences? So those are some of the things that we are going to be looking for your presentation. Now, you cannot do your presentation if you haven't done the work, if you haven't done the research. So if you are a student who this does not look familiar to you, guess what? You didn't do your work last week, so you can't do the fun part and make the presentation. So if you have not done this slide, and if you have not done this slide, do not start the final presentation because you are not ready. You have to do the work. You have to do the research before you present something because you are presenting your research. So if you have not done this slide, I think it's slide 2 and slide 3, do not start on that final presentation because this work comes first. You got to do the legwork before you're doing that final project, the fun part. All right, is there anything to add, Ms. Bonafide or Ms. Zielinski?
I do just want to make a comment. Just because you might not be done with those first 2 slides that Mrs. Opp just showed you, doesn't mean you have nothing to do this week. It just means you have more work to do because you decided not to do it from last week. You need to do the 2 slides, the researching slides, and the final presentation this week. So if you did those 2 slides last week, you're in a good spot because you only have the final project. But if not, you have now 2 extra things to do because you have to do the slides. It's not a free time, like, oh, I just don't have to do that. No. It's a requirement.
Good catch.
So you mean if we do those slides, the rest of the slides will be done later?
Yeah, like Kalia, you've already done those slides, so you get to start on the final project today. Versus if you have not done those slides, you can't start on the final project until you do the work from last week. That the slides come first, then you do the project.
So once you finish the slides, the rest of the slides can wait after you're done with your final project.
The other slides are the final project, Kalia. There's no like extra slides. Those 2 ending slides have to do with the final project. So yes.
Yeah.
It's all in the directions on Echo.
Yeah.
I get it very well.
Good.
So have I done those slides?
Yes, baby, you've done
Then
those.
I'm good. Then I'm good and I can start on my final project.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Let's see. Nikolai, what's your question?
Can we do stop motion?
Sure. Why not? Go for it. As long as you make sure that you present the facts in the stop motion, do it. Why not? Courtney, what's your question?
In Echo, when I tried to enter the project, it said this assignment didn't exist. I had to restart it, but it still said I had to refresh it. It still show up.
Yep, we decided to hide it because we had a lot of students who were submitting note pieces of paper. They were submitting sticky notes, like they weren't reading the directions. So we figured we're gonna hide it until everyone understands what they're doing. So it'll be unhidden from you guys. So you'll have to refresh Echo and then you'll be able to see it. All right,